they have this. Okay.
There is a lot of different standing like this is away from the body, standing and looking at the nature, determined for the future.
Okay. It could also mean conserving. However, there's a subtle difference. If the intention, consciously or unconsciously, if the intention of the body is to protect, the shoulders will also droop. Right? Right? Whereas if it's a matter of showing determination or simply confidence, the shoulders will remain, the shoulder blades remain straight even if the hand goes here. Right? There is no drooping that happens here. The shoulder blades are still in contact. Yes, sir? Yes. And that's where the confidence or the conviction comes from. Yes?
Showing the reservedness of a tiger, how the tiger sits like that and then the man is standing.
Well, that's a comparative analogy. So, yes, it's possible that this may not always mean a closed gesture, so let's be open to interpretation in that case. Also look at whether the shoulder is drooping or not. If there is too much of closing that's happening, then obviously the person is trying to protect himself or herself. Yes. Yeah, it's certainly possible that the person's simply feeling cold. So in that case, there is no judgment necessary.
I personally feel the logical thing about the mental communication, the first point you made, it could be he might have posed for this photograph.
It's very possible.
It looks like it's like taken by this actually communication.
Yes. It's possible because you see a lot of politicians posing in that manner. So I guess that's some sort of a posture that indicates confidence according to the photographer's definition. So. That's where the integration of body language comes into play. The expression in the eyes will also matter. Okay. Let's not get into the politician's body language. That speaks, that's a category on its own. How about hands going back? Okay. Bossiness or? Relaxed, okay. Thinking. Power, okay.
Kind of block which you have behind your
okay. Trying to? Okay. Oh, that's of course a forced posture where you're saying Vishram. Here we are talking of a casual clinging of the arms behind. This again is not a recommended posture as far as dealing or communicating with people is concerned. Again, simply because what's happening here is if you're doing this in the company of close friends or family, obviously you don't really intend to close yourself to anything. However, it could mean that you're possibly trying to hide information when you're speaking to someone, and then suddenly in the middle of a conversation, if you find a person's arms going behind, check if you asked something which was too sensitive for the person to answer. Maybe the person doesn't want to talk about it, and the body naturally responds by clinging the arms behind. Even the person may not be aware of it, however, the body speaks. Of course. Yes, that of course has we'll come to the arm part of it. However, in general, the gesture could mean that the person is possibly not wanting to answer. The bossy interpretation that comes from the same gesture is also because of the fact that, again, the chakras are now open, your arms are behind, you're thrusting forth your power. And that's where that interpretation of being bossy comes up. That which will also mean that if the person is trying to be bossy and the arms are behind, shoulders are also thrusting forth. because the entire energy is being pushed towards the person that he or she is talking to. So look at both shoulders as well as the arms, not simply the arms. Coming to the arms, the wrists, the fingers. Usually when we point at people, what is the gesture that we should use? Point or point? Why do we say that? Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Again, it also comes from a subconscious interpretation of language. The idiom pointing a finger means blaming a person, and therefore this is considered rude. Whereas when you open out your arms, again what you're doing is, there is an energy center here. You're asking to connect. And which is why if you look at most powerful public speakers, including Obama to a great extent, arms are always open. It's normally a lot of... Of course. So even when you're talking to a public, in a public forum, or even when you're talking to a friend, not an exaggerated gesture, but just simply keeping it open, not closed. Even when you're calling a friend, I'm sure you would have the gesture. I mean, you wouldn't have the fist closed, right? Simply, again, because this particular chakra, this energy center, is one that is meant for communication, for healing. And therefore, when you open it, the message that goes into the brain, again, very intuitively, not necessarily in an intellectual sense, is that the person's open to connect. And that's why most public speakers, when they're speaking, will deliberately have what is called a palm open posture. When they're pointing to people, they'll never point this way. They'll always point this way so that the palm is visible. So there is a mental connect between the eye and the palm. And people psychologically know. Of course, because this is an energy center. Yeah. This is treated as a communication and healing center, and therefore the message that psychologically goes into the brain when you see this is, right, the person's willing to connect. Let me open up. So again, that's about the fist and the palm. Of course, closed fist always indicates anxiety, nervousness. Where does that come from? Aggression. Okay. Right. Yes. Again, all of them leading to some factor of aggression, anger, anxiety, yes, worry. It could also be mild amount of nervousness that's coming through the arms. Again, a very primitive gesture that has remained despite the fact that we have evolved. If you look at the Stone Age man, these were the only weapons that they had. So the first sign of danger, a hint of an animal groaning somewhere, and now the brain was programmed so that the blood could flow into the arms. And it still does. Any hint of danger, and danger could be in any form, it could be as simple a danger as being called up to speak. Blood flows here. And therefore, most of the time, if you're nervous, you would be doing this because there is a lot of blood flow, a lot of circulation that happens, and you don't know what to do with the energy. So that's simply because of a very primitive, age-old memory that the body still holds, the cellular memory still holds it, and therefore blood still flows here when there is anger, aggression, any form of physical or mental danger that's perceived. How do we redirect this energy? How do we redirect this energy? What if you're feeling nervous in a particular situation and you do not want to do this?
And this means that you're feeling cold, and sometimes some people do this out of nervousness with your pressing of fingers.
It's any sort of fidgeting. How do you avoid this? Let's say you're at an interview or at a meeting. Deep breathing, okay. Okay. Okay, so a deliberate attempt, if you are in a public forum, if you're talking to 2 or 3 people,